A very rare Mega Man Star Force game just got preserved, and as somebody who owns the rare game in question, I thought I'd take a minute to show it off and maybe answer some questions for folks who might not even know that it exists. So first of all, this game is called Mega Man Star Force On Air. It was only released in Japan, so if you want to get real technical, this is Ryuusei no Rockman, Denpa Henkan On Air, but you know, I am English and I try not to be very cringy with the way that I say things. So this is the blaster because it is a light gun game. That means you do need a CRT in order to use the game properly. You're not going to get great results if you're playing it on a plasma screen. And you can see here that you've got a little buster button on the side. That's how you're going to be doing your attacks, like maybe your long sword, or again, you can actually use a buster if you literally hold down with motion controls. Oh, there we go. Yeah, buster mode. Took us a bit to figure that out, by the way. The game is, of course, all in Japanese. We do have the benefit of Google Lens in this day and age, but not the easiest setup there. And of course, there is an on and off switch as well that you can see down below. But again, it's really all about the positioning that you have in the boss fight, because you're fighting Taurus Fire at first, and he's really tough, way harder than in the actual Mega Man Star Force games. You are standing in one place, and as you move like this, you can parry attacks and you can guard with your sword. And again, you can use your blaster for when Taurus goes into a long-range form. It's really cool. And actually, one really interesting thing about this game that you might not expect is that not only are there multiple games like shooting Metars and this like 2D side-scrolling mode where you're trying to dodge sticky rains and fight Cygnus Wing. Not only is that a thing, but when you play these other mini games, you unlock extra battle cards that save to it, and you can use them in your boss fight. So for example, you start off with a charge shot against Taurus Flame, but you can actually unlock a high cannon, which is, you know, a little stronger than your regular buster, but you can't charge it up. So there's a bit of an upside and downside there. You can unlock different ranges for your swords, and there's even different bosses to fight, like Harp Note and Cygnus Wing himself. So the game itself is really unique, really varied. I will say, because we are typically older fans, right? There's not so many 10-year-olds who are as interested in Star Force nowadays. It is kind of uncomfortable. It's not impossible to put the Omega Xis blaster on, but not the easiest. And contrary to popular belief, I'm not a 10-year-old Japanese boy, so for someone with big hands, it can get a little bit tricky. That being said, there is a little wrist strap that you can tie your hands to make sure that it's even easier and secure. Honestly, the game is really fun. Way more fun than it has any right to be. I really expected this to be like just one mini game. The diversity is really cool. The unlockables is a really great bonus touch. I will say the game is not fully playable yet on MAME. MAME is a arcade emulator, which actually the Battleship Stadium arcade machines we preserved last year is up there as well. Those are not fully playable either, and the reason why is because this is not conventional. These old pieces of awesome tech, they are really, really cool, but they are just not super compatible with, you know, the current video games that we have, and you can just see that that's going to have a lot of architectural issues. This is the big efforts of David Haywood, a big salute and shout out to him. The game is not fully playable yet. There are some glitches in it, and if I'm being perfectly honest with you, you probably wouldn't want to play it on MAME. Maybe there's a way that you can 3D print an Omega Xis, and maybe with Raspberry Pi tech and other, you know, electrical devices, there's a way that you can, you know, replicate the motion controls. I don't know. I'm a dummy. I'm just a collector. You know what I mean? And of course, it's fun to collect these types of stuff, but realistically speaking, you would want to play this on the actual device with a CRT if you want the best experience. But hey, again, super, super cool. Another shout out to David Haywood. Thank you so much for your help in archiving wonderful pieces of Mega Man history, because if nothing else, the music in this game is pretty fun and actually unique to it too. There's not really remixes other than maybe the title screen. So again, hope you enjoyed that video. I'm working really hard before the year is up to document more battle chip news as far as collecting goes. So if that's something you're interested in, do leave a comment. That will encourage me to get it out a little bit faster. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your time. I'll catch you later, Scouts.